I believe I am live and in living color. Does anybody remember that? Live and in living color from the studios of NBC. No? Okay. I guess it's just me because I'm old. First of all, how is everyone doing? I hope everybody's doing well. We're going to finish up, you got it, Sanctum, that unbelievable, very cool game from none other than our good friends at Czech Games Edition. I always just call them CGE. That's made up. They made a fantastic game. I'm telling you right now, you're going to love this game. Comes out, I believe, the 26th or 27th. I forgot which day it is, or maybe even the 28th. Somewhere in there, it'll be out very soon. It is a dungeon crawl that is very unique and very visual. You are just going through, trying to power up, trying to get to the boss and fight this boss, and it's fantastic. It comes with 4 beautiful miniatures. If you didn't see part 1, just go back and check out part 1. I think you will really enjoy it. And we're going to finish everything up here. Where else? Board Game Geek TV. So, without any further ado, why don't we, well, we'll give everybody a few seconds to come in for a little bit. I'm sorry, a little haggard here. On my channel, Rob's Tabletop World, I was showing how to prep and start working on Joan of Arc. Something that you're going to see here probably in a few weeks. Miss Barbara. Hello, Scott, which is none other than the mighty Aldi. And Tony, how are you? So, we're working on that. We were working on that on the other channel, so we quickly made the transition so we can do everything. So that's why you see cameras all over the place. I always pull a double shift on Wednesday, one live event on one channel, and then we come over here. All right, so without further ado, I want to take you through this. Again, we're going to be painting the other 2 figures, which is kind of like this very beautiful sorceress and this kind of thief type of guy. And I had so much fun painting these guys. Some of the best. The sculpts were absolutely beautiful. The artwork is phenomenal. Like I said, the artwork's a little different than the sculpts, so you get a little creative. But that's part of the beauty is taking and making it your own. And we'll show you at the end how it all turned out. There's a couple things I did afterwards. Let's get rid of that brush, right? My faithful companion, but the main thing here is by painting these. First of all, the game has incredible and beautiful theme to it, okay, and just this beauty and this aura to it. But when you throw a little paint on here, all of a sudden now you become immersed, because now these characters become personal to you. Hopefully, we can give you a good enough blueprint to kind of start and do your own and share your pictures with us at novaprime860@hotmail.com. I would love to see them. We'll put a nice video together of all your pictures, and of course put them up here on Board Game Geek. Maybe you're painting something else too. Feel free to share with us at novaprime860@hotmail.com, and we'll make a real nice collage and show your work off here on Board Game Geek TV. I mean, where else, right? All right, without further ado, let me just downsize everything, and we go to our fantastic movie view, which is the endless screen for a minute. All right, there we go. And then we come over the top, and boom, we're off and running here. So I'm going to check over here. Right there, as you can see, I primed these guys white. So I'm just going to stop here for a second before we get going too much. And I just want to make sure that I have my chat up, which is always important. Okay, there we go. All right. And, oh, hey, there I am. Looking at myself. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to take a little Mechanicus Gray here, and what we're going to do is we are going to paint right in there. And we're going to get, I want to get his boots. Now, this is going to look off a little bit, but don't worry. It all comes together. You got to trust me on this one. And what we're doing here is we are just getting those boots in there. Right now, I'm just trying to get these base colors in. I primed it white. Remember last week we primed it black and it didn't work out too well. All right, so now we got these all primed white, and you can see that it is actually going to work out a heck of a lot better. Let me turn myself off because I can hear myself. There we go. We don't want to hear me. All right, so next thing we're going to do is take some steel drab, okay? And what we're going to do with that steel drab is he has this outline in the art. And if you remember, I showed you the art last week. We're just going to kind of get that base coat in there. Again, all we're trying to do is just get good coverage here. And then he has like this little like vest that comes all the way through. So we're going to just work through there. Right now I'm just trying to get the thick areas, and I go back and I kind of touch everything up, and you'll see exactly what I'm trying to do. His armbands there, we want to make sure that we get, as well as, and I'm seeing this for the first time with you guys, it makes it easier to talk about, because if you see it too many times, you kind of go, and it sounds like you've seen it too many times. I like going and then going, oh, what was I trying to do there? Again, just trying to fill in all this area. If you notice that cloak there, he has like this gray, whitish gray outfit on. So we really tried to do a couple things here to kind of enhance that. He had this leather with this light gray, and I really kind of work it in there, and we kind of just get it where we go. Okay, now the blue horror here, I am going to use this just as a base in on her skirt there. And you're going to see, now, as you can see, I tried to get a different background to try to make the make it easier to see the miniature. And now with the black mat that I have there, it is actually easier to see the miniature, except if it's white. So as we get some color on here, it'll be a lot easier. You can see the elf down there in the right hand corner. We're going to be doing some more things with her, and see how we just took that blue horror and just kind of work that in there, because all I want to do is just, I kind of want to set a lighter color there because her scarves are a darker blue, so I really kind of want to highlight that, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. All we're trying to do is get coverage. Now we're going to take some blue Hoth, okay, and as you can see, I already did. And this is the second coat that I'm putting on here, because with the white it washes out pretty quick and it becomes very transparent. So you need a couple. Well, this is why you have a holder, okay? Use a miniature holder, but I don't, because I'm just so used to doing it with my hands after so many years that I refuse to conform to the new reality. There we go. We're just, and all I want to do is get that around there. And right now, you know, you can, and in there I also have a little beastal brown for her vest. So I'm trying to work it to kind of look more like the art, which we'll take a look at the very end, and when we take a look at these figures at the very end as well. Yeah, okay, there it is. The Doom Bell brown. That's where we put in the middle there. I didn't, again, we were trying to cut a little time here because we would like to keep everything under an hour, and that way you have an idea what's going on. But we like to give you as much information as we can. Kesla flesh, hey, I don't think I have to tell you where that's got to go, and that's going to go on her hands. And as you can see, she's got some armbands and stuff like that, and we want to get her face, and we really want to kind of work that in there. We're not too worried about making mistakes like we're going to very shortly, because all we're trying to do is get base coats, and then we will clean everything up. I'm trying to get a visual of what I want to do, and sometimes by just adding more and more paint on there at times and getting those base coats on there, all of a sudden it starts to come together and you get the idea in your head. Because sometimes when you start off, you're kind of like, oh, okay, where do I start here? And you kind of you kind of psych yourself out a little bit. And hey, I don't care how many years you've been doing this, you can psych yourself out. And especially if you're a beginner, you can psych yourself out. Do not psych yourself out. Okay? Just keep putting the paint on there. It'll come together, and then eventually you'll start to see what you want to do and how it is going to come together. I'll tell you, I really hope Czech Games make more games like this. Okay, hold on. That is a dry paint that we are putting over. I'm sorry it went a little blurry when I went close there. But what we're doing is bringing out, remember we put the very dark corn flesh onto our friend there, the demon. Now we're taking this lighter, like it's a dry paint. It's a little bit lighter. I think it's a Krozak red or something. And you see how it's starting to bring the muscularity of the creature out? And that's exactly what we want to do. We want to bring some of that muscularity out. You can see where, and I kind of try to show you, we're kind of bringing him out. Next, we're going to take Incubus Darkness. And we're going to bounce back over to this guy. As you can see, I already put like a coat on there now. And it looks like I'm painting my thumb. Matter of fact, we'll skip ahead a little bit of this. There we go. Okay. Because you don't want to see me paint my thumb. And we're going to go on the back here, over the top. And it doesn't look right now, but you got to just trust me on this. This is all going to come together. I really took a look at the art, and I kind of took a couple liberties with the colors, but I felt it would have worked out really, really well. So he has like this oh God, it's almost like some kind of scripture thing over him. Yeah, see how it's like a plate right there, and it just kind of goes over. So we're kind of just going over and getting that in. Next, we're going to take our lead belcher, our old friend there, and what I want to do is you got it. We want to get the knives there, or the spear. And then she's got one that's really close to her head. That's really kind of difficult to get. And all I want to do is just get this on there. We're just going for coverage again. Eventually we'll tighten this all up, my friends. There we go. Yep, Reaper Bones and Old Metal for... Okay. Alright, I'm just making sure that we're up to date on everything. And yeah, I'm just being very careful, but it's okay if I hit her hair or anything like that. I try to time it out and put things in there where, okay, if I hit her hair, it doesn't matter because I haven't painted her hair on. And then his, I don't know, it's a really weird sword, but we're gonna get that all taken care of as well. Just gonna work it in there. That's it. See how it's all just kind of coming together. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. And all I want to do is get a little coverage because we're going to go over that anyways. And you can see that I also put a little bit of that Mechanicus Gray over his crossbow, his hand bow. Godzilla lover, how are you? All right, and I want to do that, and it's starting to come together a little bit at a time. You just got to take your time, and it all come together. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. Oh goodness me! Now we're gonna take some new oil, and yeah, exactly. Now it looks like a mess right now. Don't trust me. And I'm trying to point out to you that I want that's what I want. I really want to get in the recesses there. And I wanted to go over that gray overcoat, and there was a reason for it, because when it dries, you'll see what I'm talking about, and how I'm going to move this around. I'm going to take this wash and move it around, and right now it just looks like a train wreck, but when we start to bring in the highlights, I really want to darken this all up so I can bring it back outwards. Especially on the inside, I wanted to be able to see some of the detail on his chest of his shirt, so we can pick that out a little later, and his belt. Now we're going to come back over to our girl here. And I'm putting her hair on. And yeah, there we go. Now we're going to take Retribution armor. Thank you, Godzilla. And we're going to put all the gold in. As you see, we got the gold there on the staff of the sword, the spear. All right. And in the picture, she has these beautiful gold bracelets, and she has all this like gold charms on, and they really, really just stand out. And you're going to see how this all comes together. And you know, that's the funny thing about painting, is that all of a sudden there's just this one moment where it all kind of comes together, and you really get to where you need to be. It never looks that way when you're first starting out. Especially when you're just putting the base coats like we are here. And now we're just kind of picking out some of the gold things and going, yeah, you know, all right, let's work here. We're going to work that in there. And then she has those things. Remember where we put that blue horror? We're going to put those up in there. And just very easily, we're just touching them right now because we're going to put some wash over all that stuff. And then we're going to have to re-highlight that out. Yeah, you got it. And you'll get to see everything done when it's done too. We just try to cut things a little short here. Yeah, see? She has like these gold medallions all across her skirt there. And now we're going to take some Dragunov Nightshade. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to go over all the blue area. Yeah, you got it. Boom. And now what's that going to do? It's going to bring us a little depth there. So I want to be careful around her face. You don't want to get on her face. And then we're going to go over that blue horror. And you're going to see how that starts to come together a little bit. Even though we're going to have to highlight that out a bit. All right. And then we're going to get all in there. You see where I got her leg? Don't worry. I fix it. But you're going to make mistakes. And that is some of the things I keep talking about. You're going to make mistakes, but you are able to fix it. And that's the beauty of everything. Just pick up the brush. Listen, you know, I'm just doing a nice, simple version of these that people can follow along and do and maybe make some changes of their own. And I like to keep things really, really simple to a level that somebody wants to go and pick up that brush, paint this game, and go play this fantastic experience. Because it is a fantastic experience. When I was at BGG and people were playing this, I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, you couldn't get in there to get a demo. I wanted to get a demo. Did I get a demo? No. Because that thing was just jacked. All right? And you could tell people were really enjoying playing this game. So, you know, painting this is a lot of fun because I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it with all these painted figures, and we're gonna go at it. And we're gonna show you how this thing really goes. We're gonna take some Celeste Gray. Remember what I told you? Okay. Now, look what I'm doing there. I'm now outlining that piece there. All right. I'm giving that a little bit more depth, and then we're gonna kind of work that in on the other side there. There we go. All right. And then on the back here. Don't worry. We're gonna clean all this up. Especially how you got to clean it up, but you got to get it down there first. All right? You always got to try to get it at the first shot. And there's a couple of breaks in there, so we just kind of leave it there, and we're going to work it over to that shoulder there. And I really think that starts to come out a little bit. I really try to keep it more on the inside there so it doesn't drown out with his white torn up garment there. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. There we go. See how we're just working there? Now we're going to take that blue Hoth. And listen, if you're going to have a feather, make sure it has a little thing on the end. Nobody likes to wear a boring feather, right? Even though this isn't in the picture, I just kind of added that in there. I don't know why. I just thought it would look kind of cool. And it does. It kind of breaks up some of the colors a little bit. Boom. There we go. We're going to work that in there. I mean, everything's good if you let it, right? Now we're going to take that Agrath Earthshade, okay? And this is where we're gonna remember we had that blue and we wanted to be very careful, and now we want to work this into her facial structure. Okay, and over the gold. Okay, I'll need to get my paint set painted. Tony, just send it to me. Tony of Czech Games, of course. And we're gonna do a few more things while that's all dry, because I like to do things in perpetual motion. And the one thing that this video doesn't show is that while I'm doing one thing, I'm always working on something else. There we go, and we're getting. We want to go over that gold. We want to go over that gold. See how we're working that? See what I'm doing there? And we're not even there. Surgent stillness. Yes, if you need your tonsils out, Barbara, just give me a call. I'll come over and just say and I will take my paintbrush and we'll just get them out. I'm like a surgeon. I'm like Doc Strange after the accident. All right, there we go. We're just kind of working that in there. Again, just taking and going over the gold. And you can see how it's darkening up the gold, and you're like, well, Rob, why would you do that? Why? Well, I'm going to show you why. I don't do things for no reason, folks. I don't do things. Everything has a purpose. You see that blue dot still there? Don't worry. It goes away. It goes away, folks. The big G's looking at me funny. I'll keep that in mind. All right, there we go. And we're just, now we're starting to bring some depth. Now, this is Strickland mud. I'm going to pause this just for a second. Okay, that is not a paint as much as it is for basing. It has a sandy, it's almost like it has sand in it. And what it's going to do is going to help us build the base there, okay? Now, you can see I have it down on those two guys right there. All right, and I'm just kind of play acting here a little bit, because you'll find no lying in this one here. Yeah, all right. See how it balls up a little bit, and then I squish it on there, because it's basically like paint, sand and paint. And I wanted to do that, and I went over the gray because I said, you know something, I think I can really do some cool things here. And I'll show you at the very end what we do here. We'll do a video where I paint a set and you comment. All right, Tony. All right. There you go. All right. See how I'm getting that on there? There we go. Whoa, whoa. Get that hand out of there, kid. There we go. And we do the same thing over here. You can see the dog hair that eventually goes off. Listen, the most non-professional, but we keep it real here. Clear glue. Very sticky stuff. Tell me what movie that's from. I'm just going to put a little on here, all right? Because the white glue takes a lot of stuff away. And I just need enough. I got an old brush. And I'm just going to kind of move that around a little bit. Now, you're not going to... Oh, there we go. That's nice of you, Rob, to move that big mitt of yours. All right. So now we're kind of working it in there. Now if we get my hand out of the way, that'd be nice. You know, maybe I should watch this. Rob, how long have you been painting minis? Since I was a kid, kind of. A lot of it was old D&D metal stuff from the Pal Ratha stuff. I was painting models when I was a kid, thanks to my uncle. God rest his soul. I miss him terribly. I think the reason I keep doing this is because I miss him so much. And that's the God's honest truth. Alright, so I kind of just work that all in there. And you're going to see exactly what I'm trying to do here. Hold on. It's kind of a tough angle. I apologize. Alright, now we just tap that out. And see how I rub my finger around more than anything else? I kind of yeah, we need a little in there. And I love using that static grass for particular reasons. And then I take my finger and I go completely around So we have that nice bit. And then I take a little bit of liching, if it focuses in. I just wanted to do that and kind of just break everything up a little bit. I think I take it off. Yeah, it gets stuck to the thing. I remember this. I go, no, you're going to go on there. Hold on. All right, there we go. And it finally sticks in. We shake it off a little bit more. We clean it off. We clean it up all nice. And at the end of the day, you really have this really nice... You can see how the log is there and how we kind of just have this really nice base to go with her. You know, giving her a little bit of a different look. Was the world in color or black and white when you started painting miniatures? The world was in black and white. Here we're just going to go with a... actually, there was no sound either when I started, Russell. Everything was, whenever you would talk, somebody would actually type what you said. There we go. And what I liked about her and looking at that base, I kind of felt that she was in the desert kind of thing, and that's what I really went with. And there we go. We're just gonna, yeah, we're trying to get it so you guys can see it, because I eventually start to wise up to things. And there we go. Just kind of working around there. And is spelled A-N-D, not K-N-D. All right, now we're going to go back over that gold with the Retribution armor. See, we didn't forget about it. We wanted to go back over it. And we really want that to stick out. We really want it to kind of shine. And that's the beauty of it, is it's just little things that you could just pick out. After you get that wash in there, now you kind of highlight and you start to bring that depth in there. And that's the most important thing that you want to do. Just taking your time. Listen, I try to keep this as very, very simple, so you get a nice result that you would be proud of. You just got to pick up the brush. That's all you got to do, is just pick up the brush. What was your preference? I am old school, so tan and green edge bases, but mostly black edging on the bases now. I like the tan, believe it or not. I like the old tan stuff. Black edge ain't too bad, Russell, to be honest. Hey Rob, what is your favorite mini that you ever painted because it was fun to paint? Or the one you're most proud of, unless they're one and the same? Boy, that's I think my uncle and I worked on it's not a mini, it's actually a model that I still have to this day. I don't know if anybody remembers Space 1999. My uncle had bought me a huge scale the moon landers, and we built it together, and I really loved doing that. No, I'm gonna go. I'm lying now. Okay, so we took a little gray here, and I'm sorry, but we kind of just went over that a little bit just to bring it a little depth there, and then we're going to take some Rune Fang, and we're going to bring out that thing. Actually, it was the Apollo 11 landing. It was a moon. It was the moon lander, and it had the astronauts on this moon base. My uncle and I built that back in the 70s, and it was something. It was that in the Space 1999. It was one of the things that we sat down and we spent an afternoon working on, and I painted it, and I painted the base and everything, and he taught me and he walked me through it, and it just it's something I still have to this day and means a lot to me. As you can see, I kind of freeze it right there because we're going to go over a few things. As a matter of fact, I'm going to finish talking about some of this stuff here. So we took the gray there and the lead belcher and went over that, and you can see where we did. I do a couple other things, but I didn't want to make this a tremendously long video. So we're going to come back up top here, and I'll finish talking to you. It was that, and as far as miniatures, the very first Warhammer army I had was a Wood Elf army, and Orion, the old Orion, he was just on this wooden base, and he was huge with this wooden spear. I painted it, and it was the first thing I really tried to paint for that army, and it came out really, really well. I was really happy with it. And then recently, if he's here, I would love to show it to you. As a matter of fact, hold on. We're completely unprofessional, but hold on. If I can find it. Where are you, big fella? That's the problem. You got to get the stuff. Oh boy. I did something for Mystic Battles. I did this huge dude, Atlas, and I really liked doing that. That was one of the fun ones I did. All right, Eagle 1. There you go. Yeah, we did that too. That was a lot of fun to paint those. Wrong glasses. Okay, so getting back to Sanctum, I want to show you down here. Whoop, there we go. Here you go. That's the finished product. Let me get Big G out of the way. Can't be a thing without it. So you could see what we did here, how we kind of highlighted afterwards a little bit more. We just put a little more paint on the base there so she kind of stands out. Remember we put that mud on there, but we lightened it up a little bit, added a little grass in there, and you can see our little friends all chewed up. We have our wonderful elf that we really started bringing her clothing out and everything like that. The base how we wanted, like she was in the forest. And then our thief, and how I really wanted him kind of darker and really kind of different. So let me see if I can get a better shot here. Got too much going on here. Where's my controller for my moving camera? It just isn't a stream unless we have the moving camera making all kinds of noise. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I can get it in here. We'll give it a shot. Let's try. No, wrong way. Okay. Alright, so let's go to our Aviar. Oh, there we go. Sorry, there we go. There's a better look at everybody. Let me move this one out of here for you. And there you have it, okay? And just, I'm going to turn this around a little bit. And these are ready. You know what I mean? It's not the best paint job. It doesn't have to be the best paint job, but it's got to be personal. It's got to mean something to you. All right? I feel like built theme here, okay? Well, actually, I'm invested in these characters is more or less what I'm saying. The game has so much beautiful theme to it, and just really just kind of just bringing them all together, and now all of a sudden I'm ready for this adventure. I want to show you some of the cards in here, and we're going to move that out of the way and very quickly. So you can see what I kind of went off of. And, you know, all you do is you take the cards and you take a look at the art, and then you come up with your own theme. Remember, you color your world. It's your world. It's how you see things. Don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Okay, so kind of right here. Hold on. There we go. So as you can see, I wanted to keep him very dark, right? So we have that there. Let me move this out of the way, and then we'll go. We're just going to bounce all over these cameras here for a minute. So you see the art there, and then we're going to come over and, well, yeah, that was cool. Okay, oh, there he is. Yeah, okay, so there, boom. Exactly. So I'll come back up. Boom. So you can see what I was going for. I wanted to kind of keep it true, but I kind of wanted to make a few changes there. Our girl here. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to put her in there. Matter of fact, I'm going to put this up here. It just makes it easier, right? Right? Okay. So there she is, okay? And you can see what I'm going for. And then let's take a look at her down at the table. Boom. All right? So you see, I've tried to stay true to everything. There we go. This dude. All right? This dude is just all jacked up. Boom. I mean, look at him. Whoops. Trying to do one with one hand and move the other with the other hand. Whoop. You know, just trying to keep true to it. And then, of course, boom. There he is. So you can see, you know, camera, you know, don't mess with me. There we go. Okay. What if I do that? No, it won't just. Sorry. Oh, if I bring back there we go. All right, there you go. So you see where I was going, working everything the way it was. And then finally, this is the one where I did the most drastic change by giving her the gold breastplate, because up top here, you know, it was this. And I just didn't see that in my head, and I went with something else. I wanted her to be more majestic. And like, nah, we're going to go take out that thing. Boom. And that's kind of where I went with that. The creativity and color choice is one of the things I love most about painting. Well, there you go, James. Good call. So there you go. We kind of got everything the way we wanted it and did everything. And I mean, we're ready to play this game. So it comes out on the 26th of February. I really suggest you get it. It's only 4 miniatures. I think it's a good starting point for a lot of people in painting, and I think you will find that you will really, really enjoy this. The gold plate looks so much better. Thank you. It's just something I saw in the old melon here, and that's what you got to go with. Go with what you feel, not with what you see. There you go. All right, so hey, we did it all. We said it all. We got it done in under an hour. I'm going to leave this open for a couple questions, if anybody has any questions. Coming up, we're going to be changing format just a hair. We're going to be going every 2 weeks, I think, instead of every week. We are going to be working on a couple of projects that I think you're really going to like. Secrets of the Lost Station, but before we get to we're going to be bouncing between Secrets of the Lost Station and Joan of Arc. Now, speaking of Joan of Arc, Time of Legends, I do things a little differently. Some people like to do this, okay, and paint a cross. Nothing wrong with that. Me, I constantly am turning things. So we already did this in 20-25 minutes. And let's see if we can get it on the bad boy camera. We got our wolves all done. Whoops. There we go. So we got our wolves all set. We're working on our skeletons. Okay. And you can see that on Rob's Tabletop World, how quickly we did that. And then here we go. We got our knights almost ready. So now they're all ready for highlights. Okay. And it doesn't take long. And the thing is, we're going to be doing it a couple weeks here on Board Game Geek, is we're going to show you the process on how, when you have 15 millimeter figures, which are smaller, and how quickly you can get things done and not to be intimidated by such a big game. It's going to be fine. But hey, the real star of today's show is Sanctum. I'm really telling you, please go out, check this out. You will not be disappointed. If you played any of their games, okay. Matter of fact, I don't think this company's ever made a bad game, to be honest with you. I pretty much liked everything that they ever made when I got a chance to sit down and play it. And they've been, oh god, I forgot what the other game that had miniatures that I painted up. I did that. I did a few things that they did. Were just absolutely fantastic. Just a unbelievable company. Let's see. Imagine if you had a Lazy Susan too. I couldn't paint that way with a Lazy Susan, to be honest with you. Okay, that's a big dude. The creativity, I'm just making sure the gold plate. Yep. Rob, love what you did. Gorgeous. Well, thank you, Tony. I'm glad you liked it. I hope I did your game justice. That's the most important thing. Imagine if you had a Lazy Susan. Yes, I would be lazy. Tony said nice. There we go. All right, so we're all caught up with everything. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. We'll be back. Maybe we'll be back next week, or maybe we'll be back the week after. I'm not too sure. We're going to see how things go. But we always are going to have something that we are going to be painting for you guys, and I think you guys are going to enjoy the next bunch of projects that we have in line. I also am looking at a few other things that I think you guys will really, really like. And you know what the best part is? We just get to spend time together on Wednesdays. So, for all the wonderful guys, gals, girls, everyone at BGG and your old pal Rob, until next time, we'll see you soon.